This is a horoscope prediction for today in love for Taurus. Those belonging to this sign are those born between April 20 and May 20. Love is a fundamental part of Taurus's life, even though they don't easily show their feelings to others. Dear Taurus, it is true that sometimes things change abruptly from one day to the next. Sometimes these changes are even so fast that we do not have the capacity to accept it. But do not worry, that this is something that time solves. Do not despair or get discouraged, because what you now may see as something difficult to overcome, you will soon realize that it was the best for you. You have many people around you worried and interested in looking good, so try to be more sociable, and you will feel better. For now I don't see you prepared in love to start a new relationship, so take the opportunity to enjoy your singleness as much as you can. Today specifically, the prediction of your sign tells us to take advantage of opportunities because you run the risk of not doing so. If, on the other hand, you find love horoscope for single women Taurus friend, I know that perhaps the change has been quite abrupt and unexpected and you have not yet had time to accept it. Do not worry, that with time everything will return to its place, and if not, at least you will be able to turn the page. Sometimes when things happen we are not aware that it is the best thing for us, but later you will realize that the people around you who love you and care about you are right and it is the best thing that could be done for you. Happen. Hold on to the people who love you and lean on them when you need it without any rush. That will surely come in handy. The Taurus woman must understand that soon everything will be forgotten, and if now is not the time to think about relationships, she enjoys everything you can, because that person with whom you will really live an intense relationship will come. Today's free prediction for the Taurus man Taurus friend: it is true that you are a sensitive man who is usually quite affected by changes, but sometimes life changes abruptly from one day to the next, and we have no choice but to accept it. It was what had to happen to you to make way for better situations. Maybe now you are not in the mood to think about starting another relationship or even wanting to meet anyone. The Taurus man is that extreme. Take your time and enjoy that, you deserve it, and don't even think about what will happen later, because things are going to arise on their own, and I assure you that in the end you will be glad you went through these circumstances, because that will make better ones come. Taurus horoscope for today in love for singles. Taurus are quite sensitive people who tend to accept changes badly, and especially if they happen from one day to the next. You are people who like stability, but sometimes we have no choice but to accept that there have to be changes in life for better times to come to us. Perhaps now you are disconsolate thinking why these things have to happen to you, but that is life. Worse moments have to come so that later we can appreciate the best ones. Perhaps now you are not considering love or meeting anyone, and you are not even willing to give someone the opportunity with fortune on your side. Today the prediction of your zodiac sign is not bad for you to give free rein to your imagination and think that it is the best for you. If you have a partner, it is better to avoid those friendships that cause the same effect as energy vampires. They barely see them and feel unmotivated and sad. The things they tell them and the way they criticize them are so overwhelming. A break from toxic friendships never hurts. If you don't have a partner, today is a good day for you to go out and meet new people. Within your circles you do not have the possibility of leaving behind the relationship patterns that until now have not worked for you. It is better to try a total lack of communication is the biggest problem your organization faces. It is necessary to restore the channels and the language with which the different levels communicate for the good of all and of the business. To this end, it is necessary to leave past quarrels behind and sign a pact to achieve common goals. If you don't know what to do with that grudge that has been left on you, it's time to get rid of it. That feeling has its reason in that it moves us to demand a restoration for damage. But if you want to avoid that person, no problem, you can forgive him without him knowing about it and free yourself from his influence. It's best to avoid those friendships that have the same effect on you as energy vampires. They barely see them and feel unmotivated and sad. The things they tell them and the way they criticize them are so overwhelming. A break from toxic friendships never hurts. Lack of communication is the biggest problem your organization faces. It is necessary to restore the channels and the language with which the different levels communicate for the good of all, and to this end, it is necessary to leave past quarrels behind and sign a pact to achieve common goals. If you don't know what to do with that grudge that has been left on you, it's time to get rid of it. That feeling has its reason in that it moves us to demand a restoration for damage. But if you want to avoid that person, no problem, you can forgive him without his knowledge and free yourself from his influence. Many intellectuals and experts pride themselves on their ability to distinguish between what is important and what is not. They think they know what is interesting and what is not. Really wise people don't jump to that kind of conclusion. They understand that the line between what we consider important and what we think is insignificant is constantly shifting. None of us really know what he's talking about. Today you don't have to choose a position to make the best decision. Wisdom comes from being as open-minded as possible. Tip of the day: don't wait for that door to open by itself. You have to knock, you have to look for the key, you have to peek through. Lucky numbers for today: 2, 5, 6, 12, 33, 34. Free Taurus Daily Horoscope Tips. All the signs of the horoscope are divided into 3 decans according to the date of birth, and this is the specific prediction of today's horoscope for each of them. First decan, April 21st to 30th. Always remember that absolute stability and total security do not exist in anything. Second deanery, May 1st to 10th. There is no evil that does not come for good. You are in the prelude to a new stage. Third decan, May 11th to 20th. Beginnings are difficult and sometimes exhausting in any field. Don't give up,